better at it. And I think Jaron is, with his length, is pretty good at it. So, you know, I think number one, we're getting more help, and number two, Cash has improved, and the combination has been really good.
Anything else, guys?
Well, hopefully you guys will be as excited about games like this as we are, but it is early season, and you know, Fred reminded me of the fact that, you know, everybody just goes on one game and one thing. You know, we're not as good defensively as we played in that tournament. North Carolina is definitely not as bad offensively as they looked in that game. You need a bigger sample size, you know, to really figure out where you are. But I think what we're getting is a good chance to have a lot of samples when you play a number 1 team, number 9 team, number 5 team. When you play a team like UConn, who's got jet quick guards. We played so many different styles. We played Duke that played all zone. We played some teams played all man. This has been what you want in the non-conference if you can survive it. And you know, I see Susie walking in, and I did talk to Gino after the game and told him he was a jerk for you know, keeping his starters in, and I'm really kidding about that. But that game will help her. You know, we've had some blowout losses that have really helped us. Do you have the courage to play those teams? You know, everybody says, well, you're not very good against North Carolina. You're not very good against Duke. We're not, but we're playing them and figuring out where we are and what we got to do to get better. And I think your team, your kids have to see the best sometimes to figure out, well, I'm working hard. You know, Matt Painter said something to me at our meetings. He said they were scrimmaging West Virginia. He said, because our kids think they play hard until you play West Virginia. Well, I would have to say over the years, there's not a lot of teams that play much harder than Purdue. But I learned that day in his mind, West Virginia plays a lot harder than Purdue. Not sure I totally believe that, but I got his point. And I think that's what's great about playing the people you play. And yeah, it's insulting. It's, you know, I walk in those arenas and I get the same thing from Carolina. You know, you're 1 in this, you're 0 in this, you know, that bothers me. But I like better walking in those arenas than not facing them. And I think that's what, you know, the philosophy's been around here in a lot of sports. I think that's what our AD's philosophy is, and I think it's going to benefit all of us. So if this is Notre Dame week because of hockey and basketball, that's great. And we're going to just try to keep on improving, because we have a lot of improving to do. The good news is the ceiling is a lot higher than it is right now. The bad news is we're not going to get there if we keep turning the damn ball over. So we got to straighten that out. So thanks a lot.